What is up, everybody? It's your boy. Yeah, I'm finally here. It's Pigskin Pete. Happy Friday to everybody. Man, am I a professional. Show's supposed to start at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. rolls around. Pigskin Pete's nowhere to be found. If I told you guys why I was late tonight, you would not believe me. So I'm not going to even do it. But you know what the old saying goes, or says, better late than never. What the hell is going on with my headphones? There we go. So what was it? Wednesday night. The Wednesday night show was a complete disaster. The first 10 minutes of the show, my microphone wasn't working, or it was working. The microphone was working. But I'm too much of a moron to translate the microphone through the computer so I could run my show. Tonight, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you where I was at 10 o'clock. When the show was supposed to start, I'll go ahead and tell you what happened. Because why not? I was sleeping. I went out to dinner with Mrs. Peete from like, what was it? From like 6 to 8. I got home around 8. And I said I had a headache. And I was tired. I said I got a show at 10. I'm gonna lay down for an hour to take a nap. So I'm fully charged and energized so I can do a great job on the call-in show tonight. I just woke up about 15 minutes ago. So I set the alarm on my phone. And of course, like everything that I do with technology, it failed me miserably.
Congratulations. You tried and you failed miserably. The forecast for today is partly stupid with 100% chance of dumbass.
Yes, 100% chance of dumbass today for me. And on top of all of that, if Mrs. Peete would have been here, she's not here. She's across the street with her friend, hanging out with her friend. And my kids are over there. If Mrs. Peete would have been here, she would have noticed that it was 10 o'clock and that I was still asleep, and she would have came and woke me up and said, "Hey, dumbass, get up! You have a call-in show to do." But she's not here, so. I guess better late than never. And also, of course, this is a call-in show, 864-207-4522. If you want to call and talk about anything, lots of news coming out of college football, lots of spring practices going on or about to go on or have been going on. Call in and talk about your favorite player, favorite injury, whatever. I haven't even looked at the news. I've pretty much stayed offline today. I haven't even looked at the latest Deshaun Watson news, if there is any. I don't know. I mean, is it up to 50 women now? I don't know. I have a feeling by the end of the week, by Sunday, it's going to be 100 women have been accusing Deshaun Watson of terrible things involving massages and whatnot. Oh yeah, if you want to join the join, shout out to all the people in the chat who joined the join. And I did some research into this, by the way, because I was having people tell me there is no join button, Pete. Other people were joining the join, so I knew the join was there, right? Anyway, what the join is, it's a membership to the channel. What is on there? It's there's 3 different tiers. They make you choose 3 tiers. There's an amazing tier. Is $2.99 a month. A fantastic tier, which is fantastic, by the way, is $3.99 a month. And then a champion tier, which is $4.99 a month, to help support the show. I have a goal. I always have to set a goal when I do something, right? When you first start a YouTube channel, your first goal is 100 subscribers. Then it's 1,000. Then it's 2,000, and so on and so forth. So my goal here is to get 100 people to sign up for the join. 100 members. Yes, 100 members. But what my point is that so when I have an iPhone. When I go on my iPhone, I don't have a join button. This has got to be an Apple thing. So if you're looking at an iPhone or an iPad, apparently this is what I'm learning. Look, and again, I don't know anything. I'm regurgitating what other people are telling me. If you're on an iPhone or an iPad, you don't have a join button. You have to go onto either your MacBook if you have an Apple, or your regular desktop computer. Apparently, if you have an Android phone, the join button does show up. Or if you have an Android tablet. So, I don't know, okay? But I do remember last fall, maybe, BVD, my man, shout out to my man BVD. BVD started doing the join thing, and I'm a member of his channel. I joined his join. And I'm pretty sure I remember I had to go on my laptop and do it because it wouldn't show up on my phone. So anyway, super easy to do it. The proof that it's super easy to do it from Tiger Nation. He was an amazing member. Now he's a champion. Yes. Now he's a champion. We'll see if anybody calls in tonight. I wouldn't blame anybody. The quality of show I've put on for the past two shows, it's a miracle that anybody's watching. But anyway, like they say, better late than never. Right? Right. Huh? Is the phone lines not open? What the... It looks like they are open. Thank you for calling in. Whoever's on the phone, just hold on 2 more minutes, okay? I want to get through the chat here real quick. I was about to lose my mind just now, like you've never seen before. But luckily, somebody in the heavens made it and made the phone lines appear. Cheers to the chat. Thank you, Traveling Fools, for becoming what are you? A champion member. Wow. You're the champion, sir. Clemson Carson's in the house. McD Sports 4. Huffer Billy Paw is here. Michael Hogg. Dano. Book 'em, Dano. I don't know if Dano is a name change or a new viewer here, but welcome, Dano. He says Dano is in the house, y'all. Hey, Dano. How's it going, buddy? You'll fit right in around here, I promise. Michael Hogg. Did I already say him? Ragdog says, good morning, people. Luke Walker. Oh, congratulations. Let me do this here. Congratulations to Luke Walker. For those of you who don't know, Luke Walker is a huge North Carolina Tar Heel fan. And now, officially, he's not just a fan. He's an actual Tar Heel. Congratulations, Luke Walker got accepted into the University of North Carolina. I always knew he was a smart guy. I always knew it. Now it's confirmed. Now nobody can run around and say, "Oh, Luke Walker, you dumbass." Right? I know some of you were thinking it. I know some of you were thinking, "Man, that Luke Walker's a real idiot." He's not, apparently. Because you can't be an idiot and get accepted into the University of North Carolina. Very good school. But all joking aside, congratulations, Luke. That's an amazing accomplishment, sir. I'm happy for you. Ronnie Haas, LW, says Skip Bayless picked Bama to win the tournament. Must be the end of the world soon. I'll leave my comments about Skip Bayless alone for now. Traction Jackson. That's a hell of a name there. Good evening, everybody. Hope this finds you well. Well, that might be the nicest thing anybody's ever typed into the chat before a show. I hope you're doing well too, buddy. Traction Jackson. Lewis Papp is here. Mike 3883. Tiger Nation. Michael Hogg called me a chicken bleep. I'll go ahead and say it for you, Michael. You're calling me a chicken shit, aren't you? Huh? All right. Calm down, buddy. Sooner West. Go Tigers 504. Is Sooner West, or Oklahoma's out of the tournament. Did they even make the tournament? I have been such a terrible March Madness fan. I am going to watch some of the games tomorrow. I am. Just not a big basketball fan, but I do like watching the tournament, though. Traveling Fools is here. Is that everybody? Zach, the Purdue fan. Goose Sports. Man, we would have loved to see Goose Sports. We would have loved to see you at the Slob Olympics in Atlanta. Hopefully you can make it next year. That would be great. Anyway, what's up, buddy? LSU fan says, "What's up, Pete? What's up with you, sir?" And thank you all for joining me tonight on this fine Friday night. Soon, in 5 minutes will be Saturday. Ray Finkel's house, better known as Ray Finkel's creepy bedroom. All right, that's enough of the shout-outs. And everybody else that comes in from now until the end of the show, thank you for being here as well on short notice. Okay. Got a couple calls here. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, Michael. How you doing, sir?
What's up, Michael? How you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. Hey, the reason why I said try us first is because you said you weren't going to tell us the reason why you did that, but you ended up telling us anyway. Hey, I got a question. We talked about this during Uncle Lou's calling last night, and with some of the tickets for the Clemson Georgia game being already $500, what is the most you would actually spend for a ticket? And do you think the prices will go down some, or do you think that's just based on the availability right now?
Whoa! Now I was in the chat room. I was the thumb gangster last night on Uncle Lou's show, so I did watch his show last night. But I don't remember this part of the show though. So tell me that again. You're telling me that the tickets for the Clemson and Georgia game are close to $500? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm looking this stuff up right now. There's some of them actually just over $500.
Well, it doesn't. I don't doubt that there's ones that there's probably ones that are $1,500. But you're telling me what's the cheapest one on there?
Let's see. Let me click on it.
So, what was the second part? While you're doing that, the second part of your question was what's the most that I would pay?
Yeah.
For a single ticket.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. See, look, I went to the Miami game this past season, and they had limited attendance because of COVID. There was like 20,000 fans or 19,000 fans or whatever it was. Me and Mrs. Peete went, and we paid close to $300 a piece for like nosebleed I mean, we were all the way at the top. So probably around that. I don't know, $300. Somewhere around the $300 range would be the most I'd be willing to pay for a ticket.
Cheapest for one ticket right now is in the upper end zone near Bank of America Stadium, $485.
$485. God damn. What?
Yep.
Now,
do you see them going down?
So, here's the thing.
Or do you think they might go higher?
Here's my theory, and of course my theories are most likely always wrong. My theory is, since North Carolina has not opened up fully, but for COVID yet, they still have limited attendance in large gatherings or sporting events or whatever it is. That if they open up between now and the end of the summer, then they probably will have more tickets go on sale, a lot more tickets, like 50,000 more tickets, and that will lower the cost of some of these tickets. I can't imagine any reason on planet Earth other than that there is nosebleed tickets for $500. That's ridiculous.
Mm.
Look, I'll go ahead and tell you this, since you asked me. If it cost me $500 for one ticket to sit in the nosebleeds, Pigskin Pete is not going to the game. So, because I gotta drive up there, I gotta get a hotel for the night, right? Because I'm 4 hours away from Charlotte.
Yeah.
So that's just driving up there and getting a hotel is gonna cost me a couple $100. Then when you add in food, copious amounts of alcohol, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then parking, or maybe we don't have to pay for parking. I don't know. Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the game. Now we're talking about $500, $600, $700. I'm not paying $1,000 to go to this game by myself. I mean, when I say by myself, I mean the only one from my household. There'll be other people coming up there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $1,000 to go to a football game. Not that one.
Yeah, the most I paid for an extra ticket was for like $350, and that was stretching it. But
Yeah,
no, I was wondering, because I know you and Uncle Lou was talking about maybe getting some of us to go to some of the stuff, but so you think they'll go down as they expand it more, or being that you're 4 hours away, or are they going to keep it pretty much about 20 half capacity still?
Yeah, half capacity. Hopefully that changes. That's ridiculous. But so
Right,
I don't know. We'll
Hope
see.
You had a great day tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see what happens,
Take care.
and we'll see what happens. I'll keep my eye on tickets. I can't imagine that. So originally we wanted, me, Uncle Lou, a bunch of people. We're all going to go together or meet up together and try to sit together and watch the game. The more the merrier, right? If there's 20 people, that's great, or 10 people, whatever. But I can't imagine that anybody's going to pay $500 for a nosebleed ticket. I mean, that's so. We'll keep an eye on the ticket prices, as the year goes on. Hopefully, during the summer, North Carolina opens back up completely, and then we can get some cheaper tickets. So. We'll see. I really would like to go though. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, it's Kevin.
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
Do you watch any of the coaches' interviews during spring practice?
The only one I've seen is, of course, Dabo Swinney. Yeah. See, here's the thing. Most of those coaches' interviews are just, oh yeah, everything's good. We're working on offense. We're working on. I mean, it's 30 minutes of them saying absolutely nothing. So I don't usually watch them. No.
No, I agree. It's mostly just that type of jibber jabber.
Yes.
Ed Orgeron, and old Dan Mullen.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I'm sorry.
Reason, I have no.
Hey, wait 1 second. Okay, you're going to like this. My wife is calling me. Let's see what this is about.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Okay.
For sure.
What's up? You're on with Pete. Uh-oh, she hung up.
Mrs. Peete. Mrs. Peete.
She hung up.
I hope everything's okay.
I'm sorry I interrupted you. So, like I said, she's not here. She's across the street. So, she called me. I thought I would put her on the air real quick and piss her off, but she realized I was on the air and hung up promptly. So, anyway, guys, as you were, sir.
You may be in trouble. You may be in trouble now.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sure I am.
What I was calling to ask about is I just, most of these interviews are just, fluffing stuff and, really nothing. But I'm such a loser, I guess. I have nothing better to do, but I've been watching a lot of these interviews. And Ed Orgeron today, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't today, I don't know, but recently was talking about he's hired some of his coaches without ever interviewing them. And then there was another very interesting one with Dan Mullen where one of these reporters asked him, she was like, can you identify a strength in your team? And he said, no. Actually, no, I can't. Especially as far as the offense. So I'm just wondering, if you're looking at these two yucks, not even as a recruit, maybe as a booster or somebody who's, wanting to donate or something, which one of the, I don't even, it's hard to even say which one of these would you support, because I don't like either one of them. I'm not a fan of either one of them, but
so
which one of those two comments do you find more egregious as to I've hired coaches that I don't even interview, or I don't even know the strength of my team. I can't even identify it. Well,
they're both ridiculous statements. Now, I actually did see the Ed Orgeron because I saw a news headline about that, and I actually I talked about that a little bit on my last call-in show. So that's ridiculous. I mean, now, if I'm a booster, I'm not happy. Well, I'm not happy with Dan Mullen. So the question is, who would I be more? Which one's more egregious? Forget the comments. Right. Dan Mullen's more egregious for other reasons. The problem here is, if you're a booster or a fan or anybody else, is that Ed Orgeron just won you a national championship 2 seasons ago, right? So it's hard to fire a guy who did that that quickly. I mean, you'd have to really hit the bottom of the barrel to fire a guy a year and a half after you won a national title. Yeah.
What if they have another season as equally as bad as this season, coming off a national championship? You think they're recruiting. I mean, they recruit. I mean,
yeah, they recruit.
Well,
yeah,
yeah. So what if you have another season as bad as this, especially? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I guess that would, one more season like last season. Yeah, maybe he'll start to be on the hot seat. Here's the other issue with LSU. They've got so many other issues. Ed Orgeron is the least of their problems. You know what I mean? Like, they've got other stuff going on, and so with all of these sanctions that are most likely going to come down on them in the near future, who you were going to attract as a great coach to come in there? Now, I realize they could probably get a lot of great coaches just based off of their name alone. I mean, LSU is one of the best jobs in the country, I'm sure, but I don't know, but
well, I think he could be a good coach just from his, I don't know. I mean, mainly from the national championship and just being able to hire, as specialized as things are nowadays, hiring good coaches. But when you hear somebody say, I hired people I don't even interview, that to me is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to get behind somebody when you, I mean, some of these positions, coaches you would think are, that's a pretty prestigious position. To think that you would even interview them before you hired them, put that type of trust in someone.
Well, it's a ridiculous thing for I mean, come on. If you're hiring a towel boy, you should interview him, right? I mean, there's not a single job. There's not a single job on the football team where you should not have an interview. So it's ridiculous. Look, I mean, look at even if you're a proven coordinator at another school and you're going to bring them into your school to be a coordinator, you interview them. I mean, so yeah, that's crazy. You know what? It's not even. It's one thing that he did that. That's crazy in itself. But it's even crazier to go to the media and say, "Yeah, I didn't even interview. There's a couple guys last year." It almost sounds like you're making an excuse. Like, "Hey, why'd you suck so bad last year?" Well, one reason was I didn't even interview some of my people I hired. So I had to go ahead and fire them. But that won't happen again. I promise you that. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. See, I didn't even think about it from that angle.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Dan Mullen, I don't know. Like I said, he doesn't get as much publicity as I don't think as far as his spring interviews, but they are almost as equally idiotic.
Yeah. Well, Dan Mullen's a clown.
If you listen to some of his,
Ed Orgeron,
he's just a perpetual clown.
Ed Orgeron is a cartoon character, but you really can't blame that on him because that's really who he is in real life. That's Ed Orgeron's Ed Orgeron. I actually like the guy. Dan Mullen is just one of those people. He's very unlikable, right?
He just irritates me.
Yeah, he's very unlikable.
Me, he irritates a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. He's just he's you know that term, and I don't like to use this term because it's a stupid term, but I'm going to use it tonight. You never heard somebody say that guy has a really punchable face? That's Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen, after listening to him for 3 or 4 minutes, you just want to punch him in the face because he's just not very likable. At least that's the feeling I get. But. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
You're amazing and fantastic, sir. I have to move on because I got calls stacking up here. And of course, this is a call-in show. But a couple of amazing and fantastic questions there talking about these two jabronis, what they call Ed Orgeron and Dan Mullen. What's up? You're on with Pete. Real quick, thank you to Ray Finkel's Creepy Bedroom for the super chat. He says, paid off my car. I got something to tell you about this in a second. He says, paid off my car today. Here's some cash to hit up a UAB game. Thank you, sir. I'm going to take this $9.99, or I'll take what YouTube gives me out of this $9.99 that you just sent me, and I'll put it towards the pitiful, poor as me, Clemson versus UGA Pigskin Pete ticket fund. I'll do that. So thank you, sir. You're amazing and fantastic. Thank you. Well, what's up? You're on with Pete. Hello?
Hey, Pete. It's Rich.
Hey, Rich.
Billy Paul.
Huffer Billy Paw, everybody.
Yes.
In the house. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. So I had to call in because you were talking about the ticket prices.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think it's ridiculous. But here, as an addicted Clemson fan,
yes,
it may be more than $500, and I don't care. I'll still pay it.
Yeah. See,
I'm gonna get in that game. You know that?
Yeah, and you know what? I might be right there with you. I said, what did I say? 300 is about my limit. 300 something.
Yeah.
So I've paid more than that to go to Clemson games in the past. So I'm kind of lying about that. Like, it's one thing for me to say, oh, I'm not paying more than $300, but when it comes down to it, I probably would pay more than $300 if it means either going or not going.
You
Yeah.
said it just a minute. Yeah, but you said it a minute ago. We start a fund. We do a GoFundMe.
Yes.
For
GoFundMe Pete.
and Mrs. Pete. To go to the yeah.
I GoFundMe Pete. Yes.
I mean, why not? Everybody else does it. So we should do it, but but no. The thing, and I said this last night to Lou, and I'm curious. I used to, be a Clemson fan back in the '80s. Like I went to school in 82 to '86 there, and Georgia and Clemson were mortal enemies. Mortal enemies.
Yes.
I couldn't hate them more. But after all the time has passed, and listening to Lou, does it not diminish your hate when you meet somebody like Lou and they haven't had a damn thing happen good for a long time?
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Uncle Lou. So I'm 40 years old. So I was really too young to remember the real. Back in the 70s and especially in the 80s. That was the real.
The 80s, yeah.
Yeah, the 80s especially was Clemson and Georgia. All the way from the 60s through the 80s. But of course, I wasn't alive then. So I wasn't alive. I don't really remember how bad most Clemson fans hate Georgia. It's just been so long. Now we played each other here and there throughout my lifetime, but so I never did hate Georgia. Like it was nothing like the way I hate South Carolina or something like that. So. Yeah, I've never really had a reason in my lifetime anyway to hate Georgia, but I understand the history there,
Yeah. Part of it. Part of it was Dooley. He poor-mouthed before every freaking game. Oh, we'll be. He was like Dabo.
Yeah.
He was Dabo before Dabo. And so he just drove me nuts. But no, I just can't hate on the other thing is they're only 70 miles from our camp. As the crow flies, they're right there.
Yeah.
So they're cousins. So we can't hate on them too bad.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was funny because Lou was amazed that I was thinking, well, if Georgia wins that game, I'll be kind of happy for them.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up because I have a feeling that Clemson and Georgia are about to become rivals again, right? Like they used to play each other pretty much every season for a long time. Then they stopped doing that, and they only had these scheduled games every so often or whatever. But being the condition that both of these programs are in, top 5 programs, it's inevitable. Well, first of all, they're scheduled to play each other several times in the next 10 years, but outside of that, it's inevitable that they're going to meet each other at some point in the postseason, whether it's in the playoffs or just in a regular bowl, a New Year's Six bowl game or something like that. So just like Clemson and here's a good example of this. Clemson and Ohio State, right? They have only played each other now 5 times in all of history over the past 100 and something years, but they have become some sort of rival in the past 10 years. So they played each other 4 times in the past 10 years. Well, in the past 7 years. And so that's how you create a rivalry. And those have all obviously been postseason games, not regular season games. So I have a feeling that something like that is going to happen over the next decade between Clemson and Georgia, is you're going to see a lot of important games played between the two, and it's going to re-spark that rivalry. So in that situation, I will start to hate Georgia. You know what I mean? Like I never had any reason to hate Ohio State, or I say hate, but you know what I mean. But now I love messing with Ohio State.
Just don't like them.
Yeah, just don't like them, and they don't like us, and that's fine. That's how it goes. Yeah. That's how it goes.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to call in and say hi, and I'm glad you made it. I know you were a little late. I was sitting here and I saw the notice come up. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I was copping some Z's and sawing some logs. Thank you, Hufferbilly Paul. You're amazing and fantastic. Sir, have some calls stacking up here. I see McD Sports 4 on the line, and I see Dominic, and I want to talk to both of you, so do not hang up. But this call right here, I got to pick up because I'm curious about it. So just hang on, guys. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Pete, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? Who am I speaking with?
I'm a Clemson fan. Not Ohio State, not Georgia.
So that means you're obviously a very smart human being if you're a Clemson fan.
I'm fantastic and
Amazing.
whatever.
Amazing and fantastic, right?
Yeah, I'm amazing and fantastic.
You,
I'm a Clemson fan.
tell.
I went there in the 70s.
you went there in the
I played
70s.
freshman football 1 year.
Wow. So let me do the math. Let me show you how good I am at math here. I was born.
One of my teammates was Benny Cunningham and Mike O'Kane.
I was
a good team then.
Yeah, they did. Were you there during the Charlie Pell years, or even before that?
No, before that.
Wow, early
we had,
70s.
Hootie, I'm 66, Pete.
Okay, there we go. I was about to do some math here, but I was about to. Yeah, go ahead.
Hootie Ingram and then Red Parker. I was a walk-on. And Benny Cunningham, you could tell he was going to be in the pros and be something. And he won 2 Super Bowls.
You were a walk-on, so you know what you were? You were the 1975 version of Hunter Renfrow, weren't you?
No, I was 72.
72. All right, 1972 version of Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, but I was a cornerback. I
Cornerback.
didn't start the first freshman game. It was right when they were letting freshmen play. Freshmen used to have to sit out. It was right around then.
Right.
So we had freshman games. We played five, 6 freshman games. I played in Georgia. I played in Georgia Tech. I played in South Carolina. We played Citadel at Clemson and Duke at Clemson.
So all the people out there that are saying Clemson should not be scheduling Citadel, they've been doing it since this guy was there in 1975. Nothing new there. No, but seriously, so how?
Yeah.
So what was? You said you played at South Carolina.
I walked on and I started at cornerback,
Yeah.
but it was too much of a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
They wanted football full year,
Yeah.
and but I've been a fan that long, and
Well, that's
people don't know.
That's great. You know what? You might be. No, you. As a matter of fact, you not might be. You are the first person to ever call my call-in show who is an actual Clemson football player. So I want to go ahead and give you a round of applause for that. This is a college football show, and obviously I'm a huge Clemson fan. I've told the story a million times. All of the fan.
I'm older than you, Pete.
Oh, you're a lot older than me. Hell, you were at Clemson before I was even born. I was born in 1980. So, but
yeah, I played in '72.
Yeah,
I walked on.
I thought you just said 75.
And 72. Look it up. Benny Cunningham, Mike O'Kane was a quarterback on our team. I have programs and stuff from then. So, and I'm trying to move back down there.
Where are you at now? Back down. So you're living up north somewhere, or
I'm
what?
in Maryland. I'm in
Maryland.
I grew
What are you
up
doing
in,
up there? Come back home. Walk to the light.
I know. I want to come back home, Pete.
I know. Sure you do.
You kidding me? I want to come back home.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, sir, you are amazing and fantastic. I could sit here and talk to you about Clemson football and what your experience there all day. But what you'll have to do is call me back next week. Can you do that?
I can do that.
All right, call me back next week. I'll carve out a good 10 or 15 minutes. We can sit here. And I'll have a whole list of questions to ask you about your experience there. But as of right now, I got to go. Thank you for calling in. I could have sworn that this guy said He played in 1975, and then a couple of minutes later, he said 1972. Was I hearing things there? I guess technically he could have played in 72 through 75. That's 3 years. Thank you, Go Tigers 504 for the super chat. He says this is going for your ticket fund. Yeah, thank you. I'll make sure that I put that in the ticket fund. You're amazing and fantastic, sir. All right, here we go. Thank you guys for taking time to. I let somebody jump you in line. So, Dominic, just wait a minute, sir. Anybody else who wants to call in, call in. The number to call in is 864-207-4522. At some point in the show, after the calls are over, I do want to talk about, is your sports fandom bad for your health? Is that what's the description? What's the title of the video? Is sports fandom bad for your health? Yeah, there you go. I have some thoughts on that. What's up? You're on with Pete.
McD Sports 4, how are you?
McD Sports 4, what's up, buddy?
I'm doing good. The reason I'm calling is because, and you'll probably know this more than me, are they moving against Charlotte?
I haven't heard that they are. I hope they do. I've heard people say they might move it to Jacksonville, or I don't know. I don't think they're going to move it. There's a most of these ACC out of conference big game preseason game, they always happen in Charlotte. So, the kickoff games or whatever.
I mean, I think Clemson's going to win that game in week 1. So
yeah, well,
I hope to see it.
I hope so.
I also want to call. Yeah, I also want to call about the Deshaun Watson thing.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I just want to give my 2 cents on it. I'm just not going to see. I'm not believing that. I don't even know how many women is at this point. I know it's probably like 200 for all we know.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 women.
I'm just not going to sit down and believe not one went to the police.
Yeah, you bring up a great point there. So let's put together a timeline here, and I want to go ahead and say this real quick before I lose my mind. And this is a disclaimer, a precursor, or whatever. I am not going to sit here on YouTube or anywhere else in America and say these women are lying, Deshaun Watson is Jesus, and that's the end of the story. Okay? I'm not saying that. For all I know, everything they say is true. I have no idea. All I have is my own opinions. But, first of all, like you said, not a single one of them went to the police. Now, that doesn't mean that they're lying because they didn't go to police. There's a lot of reasons people don't go to the police. Okay, I understand that. But the fact that they all have the same lawyer, that's one thing. But here's forget all that. Here's what's hard for me to wrap my head around, McD Sports 4. You're telling me that Deshaun Watson has been a stand-up guy, has never been in trouble, never been reprimanded in any way. Nobody's ever said anything bad about him. His entire life, what is he, 25 years old now? His entire life, his entire college career, the first 4 years that he was in the NFL, not a peep. Never, not a traffic ticket. And then all of the sudden, in the past 12 months, he all of a sudden woke up one day, I've got $150 million. I'm going to start raping the shit out of people every day. I mean,
I don't mean to laugh at that, but I mean.
Right, but it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? So all of these accusations have happened within the past 12 months. So we're talking about Deshaun Watson goes his entire life with not so much as a traffic ticket, and now he's a serial rapist in 12 months? I just have a hard time buying that. I'm sorry. I mean, call me crazy. I have a hard time buying that.
I agree with you.
So we'll see what happens, but, sounds to me,
we'll see what happens.
it sounds fishy. I smell something fishy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Just want to get your thoughts on that. I
thank you.
The call earlier saying that Dan Mullen was creepy, so I appreciate that.
Dan Mullen is. I would be more if somebody came out and said that Dan Mullen has been doing this to massage therapists. I would have believed that over Deshaun Watson.
Hey, he stalked his wife in Toledo. Like stalked her to get with her.
Yeah. All right.
But anyways.
Yeah.
Thanks for my call.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling in. Everybody, McD Sports 4 there. Calling in, trying to get my blood pressure up with this Deshaun Watson thing. I mean, but think about it, though. Like, how likely is it that this guy just woke up one morning and was like, oh, I'm going to start raping the shit out of people now? Like a year ago. I mean, come on. What's up? You're on with Pete. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
I can hear myself when I talk. Are you asleep? Are you pulled a pigskin Pete, didn't you, sir? You did what I did. You fell asleep when you were supposed to be doing a show. I'm having the wrong influence on you. Hey, Dominic. Dominic, wake up. Dominic. Hey, Dominic. Hey, do me a favor, Dominic. You're clearly asleep. He's been on hold for 24 minutes, so I can't blame him for falling asleep. Well, actually, I can blame him. I mean, has my show been that boring that it literally puts you to sleep? Damn, man. Anyway, Dominic, this is too bad. I hope you do call. I'm gonna hang up on you because I'm not gonna sit here and talk to a. I'm talking to you right now. I wonder if. Let's imagine this. Maybe Dominic is actually asleep right now with the phone to his ear or on speaker, and you know how when you fall asleep with the TV on and you hear what's going on the TV, like you kind of dream about what's going on in the TV. I wonder if he's dreaming himself into the Pigskin Pete show right now, listening to me. That wouldn't be a dream. That would be a nightmare. Anyway, Dominic, I actually wanted to talk to Dominic, too, because he misrepresented Pigskin Pete last night. When I was listening to the Uncle Lou's call-in show, he called into Uncle Lou's show. And get this. He called into Uncle Lou's show and go, Pigskin Pete said last night that what's his face? Who's the player for, Who's the player for Georgia that got hurt? George Pickens. He's like, Pigskin Pete said that George Pickens is 50-50 chance he's going to come back this season. That's not what I said. I went on a 10-minute rant about how he's not coming back this season. And then Dominic calls in and goes, Pigskin Pete said there's a 50-50 chance that he's coming back this season. So I wanted to yell at you for that, for misrepresenting what I said, but it doesn't surprise me. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Hey, Pete, this is D from Atlanta. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Glad I got on here a little bit late. Glad you were still taking calls.
Yeah, man.
Just wanted to, I'm not as old as the gentleman who just called, but I definitely grew up in the 80s. I think 1980 was the first year I really started paying attention to football and fell in love with Clemson. When they debuted the Orange Pants against South Carolina in 80. That team went 5, and then, of course, next year.
Yes, that's cool.
90, 81, 82, and 83.
So you must be, you must be at least, what are you, about 50 years old?
Yeah, close.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was born in 80. My first game was in 1986 against Duke.
Right.
My sister was a cheerleader at Clemson at that time. She took me to the game.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what's up. You know, the thing is, that was the hard part about the 90s for me in Clemson football, because you go through the 80s and you have, at that time, our best period ever. And then to go into the 90s, it was hard.
Yeah, I was saying.
It was really hard.
I was talking to somebody about this earlier this week, is the 90s and the early 2000s, especially the 90s. I'd say 90s out of all of them. Clemson had so much, they were so underachieving. Like, they had so much talent. And they just, they weren't like, they had a couple of, really bad seasons, but in general, they weren't bad. They just were underachieving. You know what I mean? Kind of, you know what they're like? You know what they're like? They're like Michigan right now. Like, Michigan's got all the hype. They recruit well. They got, every year this is supposed to be the year. But they can't win their conference. That was Clemson in the 90s.
Right. That I can agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Especially the Tommy West years, those were painful. Those were very painful. And that was, right there in the middle.
Yeah.
93 through 98.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, and at this time I'm in the Army, and I'm like, I'm talking trash, and and they fall off the map, and everybody's looking at me like, I'm like, all right, I'll just shut up and go sit in the corner.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, the 90s were rough, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And of course, so growing up in that era, I remember vividly the Georgia games, which, actually at that time, I hated Georgia more than I hated South Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, South Carolina beat us 2 times in the 80s, okay?
Yeah.
They were 2-7. They were 2-7-1 against Clemson in the 80s. Why am I hating them? We're whooping them. But Georgia, the 84 game really stands out because Kevin Butler kicked a freaking 60-yard field goal. Who kicks a 60-yard field goal in 1984?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like who does that? Now, if you see one now, it's like, okay, they're kicking 60-yard field goals. A straight-on kicker at that. 60 yards. So I hated them. And then we beat them on a field goal in 86 and 87 by Treadwell. And then we stopped. So this will move me forward to your topic, is fandom bad for your health? I don't know if it's bad for my health now because I'm older and I've mellowed, and I'm actually a logical college football fan with an oxymoron, right?
Yeah. Well,
but
we all like to think we're logical. Now, I will tell you this: out of all the people that have called into the show over the years, you are one of the most logical. Like, you don't seem like one of these people that just runs around talking shit about Clemson, and like you do seem like a pretty logical person. Way more logical than I am. That's for sure.
Let me. I'll show you how logical I am, Pete.
Yeah.
That Rod Gardner play.
Mm-hmm.
He pushed him. I'll take it, but he pushed him.
Well, look,
you can't ever get a
I'll one up you on that. I'll one up you on that. Okay. You remember the rub, the quote unquote rub play that won the national championship in 2016 with Hunter Renfrow?
Uh-huh.
That was a pick.
It was.
Yeah. Look, but
everybody does it.
That's where I was going.
And calls balance out.
That's where I was going with that. Is because every team runs pick plays. It's not like Clemson invented some way to cheat, right? Every team runs it. They even call it a pick play in their play calling, and certain referees will call it and certain ones won't. So Clemson had figured out early in the game that these referees weren't calling it. They did 2 pick plays in that game. Neither one of them got called.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mike Williams scored a touchdown off the one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember that. But, I just, so I've gotten to that point in just living life and went through a few things, and football became less important. I mean, not that I don't love my Tigers, because I can tell you probably every quarterback between 1980 from Homer Jordan to Trevor Lawrence, and even in the ones who failed in spot duty from time to time, like Dexter McLean. He played a couple of games at quarterback in the early 90s.
Yep, I remember.
He ended up in the NFL for about 6 or 7 years playing corner. But I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to let you get to your next call. I don't know if fandom is bad for my health now,
But it was in 1988 after that Tunguski when I punched the wall, holding the wall at the house. My dad made it really bad.
All right. Well, thank you for the call, and hang on till the end of the show if you're still awake. I have some serious thoughts on this. Is fandom bad for your health thing? But thank you for the call, brother. I really appreciate it. You're amazing and fantastic. Every time he calls in, it's a banger. I really like talking to him. He knows he's one of the rare people that not only knows football, but he really knows Clemson football really well, probably better than anybody that's called in before. And he's also not an asshole. Like, I don't explain it. He's not a shit talker. He just loves football, and that's you got to respect that. What's up? You're on with Pete.
Oh, hell, I heard the beep.
Hey!
Is it actually real? Am I finally there?
It's
the last caller. That guy's legit.
Yeah. It is actually real. You actually called the number, and I picked it up. It's unbelievable, isn't it, how that works? The technology these days.
Whoa. I thought I was going to win the lottery tonight, but holy shit, life's gotten way better.
It has, hasn't it? Yes. Have you ever overslept? Have you ever overslept for work before? As an adult?
Have I ever overslept for work before?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like.
I'm talking about last week. Okay.
5 times.
Okay, good. So I'm not the only one then.
No. We were actually kind of getting worried about you. It was like 9 o'clock, It's like, let's see what Pigskin Pete's gonna do. Come on tonight, and then it was like 11, and it was like, oh shit. Well, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But glad you made it. And I have
to
say, this is actually probably one of your best call-in shows that I've watched.
Hey, well, look, man, that's all that matters is if you guys enjoy it. You know what I mean? I've said this 100 times. I think
you're getting a cool call-in.
Yeah. Well, anytime that you call in, it's one of the best call-in shows. So,
Well, no, I very seriously doubt that. You caught me after midnight. I've already turned into a pumpkin and rotted. And
you have to understand.
You
have to understand that I started the YouTube channel in October of 2017. Okay. I started doing call-ins I actually pretty quickly, like within 6 months probably of having the channel. I mean, I had like 200, 300 subscribers and I was doing call-in shows. And you have to understand, when I was doing the call-in shows back then, it was just calling to my phone and I would hold the phone up to the mic, to the microphone or whatever. And I would be lucky in a 2-hour period if 2 people called in. So the fact that anybody picks up the phone and calls me is a minor miracle these days. So I'm thankful for every single caller, not just you. Even when George's dumbass calls in, I'm happy about that.
Well, where is George?
I don't know. I think so. He left me about 50 messages on my videos from last week telling me I'm taking a break from football. I'm taking a break from YouTube. You have to understand, George leaves 100 messages a week anyways, so I don't ever know, but I see them all. I don't ever respond to them because it's just George kind of getting his thoughts out on the internet, and so it's funny. But he said I'm taking a break. I'm moving. I'm doing something else. I need a break from YouTube. This and that, going on and on about how he's taking a break from YouTube. And then on my Wednesday night show, I saw him in the comment section. So I said, "Hey George, I thought you were taking a break from YouTube, buddy." And
I saw that.
Yeah, so now he's nowhere to be seen. So maybe he is taking a break.
I'm gonna call out a prediction here.
Yes. Okay.
George,
Good.
Where George is because he's MIA. So
right.
Here's my prediction. I mean, obviously, I want to say probably every 18 months, George is probably abducted by aliens. So he's probably right now being probed, and it doesn't have the time to call it. That would be my guess.
I would say that's actually probably more accurate than actually what is really happening right now. I'd say that's probably more likely than any other scenario that could be happening to George right now. He might not be being probed by aliens, but he's definitely being probed by something. if you know what I mean.
And liking it.
So, yeah.
So cheers to George. Let's everybody throw up a salute to George right now. Everybody on the line, throw up a cheers to George.
You know what the ironic thing about this is?
Cheers to George.
Is that I used to do the show, I do the show at 10 o'clock every week, and he's normally he goes, oh man, sorry, because he lives on the West Coast, so at 10 o'clock here is 7 o'clock there, so he's always like, oh man,
Portland or
yeah, he's somewhere I don't know where he's somewhere, yeah, in the Portland area, I think, but he's always like, hey, I'm sorry, man, I was late to the show because it's 7 o'clock here, and I just woke up. He just woke up at 7 o'clock. That's what time he gets up every day. So, but the ironic thing is, I started the show late tonight because I was sleeping or oversleeping in my nap. I didn't start the show till almost midnight, and he's nowhere to be found.
So what's up with that? So what's up with that? How did you end up starting the show at midnight? Well, Mrs. Peete and Peete out having a good time, and you come back out and you wake up and start the show?
Yeah. So no, I was extremely tired before we went out to dinner, but she wanted to go out to dinner. We went out to dinner, had a great time, and we came back and it was like 8:15 or something. I was like, I'm gonna go lay down for an hour and take a nap, basically.
40s are hitting you hard, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
The 40s are hitting you hard.
40s are hitting me hard. I'm an old man. I went to take a nap, and so I lay. And here's the other thing that pisses me off. I set the alarm on my phone for 9:30. So the show starts at 10. I set the alarm for 9:30. So I had 30 minutes to get up and wake up and get ready to come on air. So anyway, make a long story short, I wake up, it's 11, whatever it was, 11:15.
Make a short story long.
Yeah, to make a short story long, I woke up at 11:15, and I look at my phone to check the alarm that I set, and the alarm was set, but it didn't go off. And on top of that, Mrs. Peete was not here. The house was empty. She's across the street with her friends, with our neighbors. So she wasn't here. If she would have been here, she would have woke me up and said, hey, dumbass, get up. It's 10 o'clock. You got a show to do. But she wasn't here to do that.
No, she was having fun while you slept.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So anyway, that's how that goes. Look,
so you had fun. We did kind of the same thing. We watched all their vehicles and drove too fast and made some goofy videos of driving too fast illegally and put them on Twitter, and hopefully I'm going to lie and say they were kilometers. I'm going to lie and say that was kilometers.
I'm going to have to look at those. You put them on Twitter tonight?
I think we posted one. Something. It might have been a pretty fast 0 to 90. I'm not sure on a back road, but that was kilometers an hour, not miles per hour. So let's end this up. I know you got a lot of other people that want to go, and I'm not going to incriminate myself anymore. But so you said on the show the other night that Miami was going to beat Alabama really bad.
Did I say that?
Well, the other people can make up stuff that you said, so can I as well.
Yeah. So,
So
you bring up a great point. So here's what I'm gonna let you do. Tell everybody that's watching right now exactly what I said about Alabama and Miami.
Yeah, Pigskin Pete. Pigskin Pete said that he was going to buy Mrs. Peete and herself and her husband, I guess. But she said it. Mrs. Peete actually said this. She threw it out. Said that she was buying us, my wife and I too, Mrs. Traveling Fools, tickets to the Alabama-Miami game in Atlanta, and that the four of us were going to go. I said I'd get the hotel, but it's all good. So we were going to go to the game, and then Pete made up the thing, and he said, well, how bad that Alabama was going to lose to Miami. So I agree with him. I think he's right on. I think this is the best prediction that Pigskin Pete has ever had. Am I wrong?
Well, first of all, so here's the thing. I wasn't expecting.
They're only like $450 a ticket.
Yeah, I wasn't
So
expecting the first part. But here's the thing. So I knew you were about to lie on my name about the prediction for the game, and that was the whole reason I said it. But you brought Mrs. Peete into it, and so I have. So what you said is she said that we're all going to go.
You. This is what she said.
I know, and I can't tell if you're joking or not. But the reason I'm laughing is because it sounds like something that she would say after about 4 bottles of wine. Is that what happened? Did she really say that?
No, it wasn't wine. I think it was. I think it was Jack Daniels.
But did she really say that? Because I believe that she did say that. Probably that sounds like something she would say.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay, good.
But
So
I'm going with it. I'm running with it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? So you're a great liar because I believed that actually sounds like something she would say. Like, hey,
3 different people have me in their phone. 3 different people have me in their phone as Brennan the liar.
She
is my contact.
She is notorious. I'm talking notorious for being like, hey, we need to do this. And anytime we're hanging out with anybody, she loves to make plans. She's one of these people that likes to make plans more than she actually likes doing the thing that she's making plans for. You know what I'm talking about? These people like her.
Okay, so
she's a serial planner.
I think we made a lot of we've made a lot of plans in the past month. So if Caroline and Caroline's plans don't work out, we're screwed.
But the funny thing is, you're like, she said we're going to go to the game together. I'm paying for the ticket. That sounds exactly like something she would say when she had a couple too many. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, good job there.
You're still predicting. But you're still predicting that Alabama is going to lose to Miami, right? Correct?
No. Please don't do it. Wrong.
I'm getting a soundbite. Am I really getting a soundbite? Okay. So can we end this call with bad Alabama jokes?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
The crowd. Okay. What's the state flower of Alabama? I'm going off the cuff here. So what's the state flower of Alabama?
What is it? I don't know.
Satellite dish.
All right, Brendan. Thank you for the call. Fuck. Things have gone off the rails here. Give it up, everybody, for Traveling Fools. Better known as Brennan in the real world. Has hung out with him a lot. Him and his wife. Had a great time in Atlanta with him. He's a fun guy. This will be the last call of the night. Caleb, the Spelling Bee host. You're on with Pigskin Pete.
What's going on, Pete?
What is going on, Caleb? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself? That was a awesome caller, by the way. Traveling Fools.
Yeah, he's something else,
nice
isn't he? Yeah, he's something else.
Yes, he is indeed.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to call to discuss, is sports fandom bad for your health? So
thank you.
Obviously, I'm a Georgia fan, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to say yes because, I've seen many collapses for Georgia's football program, and I feel like it's just drained my life expectancy just year by year, even at 15.
So I would have to agree with you that probably. So the reason that most of us watch sports is to escape everyday problems, monotony, entertainment. The same reason we watch movies, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'll quote my dad here. My dad's a very smart man, wise man. He's 80 years old now.
Yes.
But I remember having this conversation with my dad several years ago, and we were talking about this very thing. Is sports bad for your health? I think it is bad for some people's health because of the stress, like the people that take it too seriously. And I consider myself to be as big a sports fan as anybody else, right? Yeah. Especially when it comes to Clemson football. But my dad said that he thinks the older you get, the better sports are for your health. And his theory is that when you get old and you retire and you no longer have to go to work every day or whatever, and your family's grown and out of the house, your kids are gone, it's just you, either you by yourself or maybe you and your wife if she's still alive. And sports gives you something to look forward to every day. And I have to agree with that. I'm not a baseball fan. Are you a baseball fan, Caleb?
Yes, sir, I am. And the Braves are my team, so I'm not sure if you're aware of their postseason collapses, but yeah.
Right. So when I was a kid, when I say I was a kid, like from all the way up until about high school, a young kid. I played every sport. I played football. I played golf. I played baseball. I played basketball. I was really into basketball. Basketball and golf were my two really main sports I played and were really good at. But anyway, I played everything and I was into everything. I loved Major League Baseball. I loved the NBA. I loved the NFL. I loved everything. And so, with baseball in particular, you ever go to these baseball stadiums in the middle of the summer when Atlanta's playing the New York Mets on a Tuesday afternoon at noon, and it's 95 degrees outside. It's a Tuesday. Most people are at work, so the stadium is only half full. But you look around, and you see a bunch of 65 and older men hanging out, right? And you could tell that they're there all the time. So they are hardcore fans, and they sit there and they, what do they call it? Where you hold the paper where you sit there and you mark down the balls and the strikes and what do you call that? I'm having a brain fart here.
I like scorekeeping.
Yeah, scorekeeping or whatever. They know everybody on the roster literally every single pitcher on the roster, every single player on the roster. They know who pitched last Tuesday, who's going to pitch next Tuesday. And so it keeps their mind going and they enjoy it. Yeah. And let's be real here. Like, so most of these guys, if their wife is still alive, they've been married for 40 years. And so they get 3 or 4 hours to get out of the house away from their wife and come to the ballpark and have a beer and a hot dog and sit there and watch the baseball game. So in that respect, I think the older you get, the better being a hardcore sports fan is for your health. For young people like you and me, I mean, you're a lot younger than me, but I'm still relatively young in the grand scheme of things. I think it's actually maybe more detrimental to our health than it is to an older person's health, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. Like I said, you got Georgia, Braves, Falcons, and Hawks.
Yes.
So basically all four of those teams combined, just disappointment after disappointment.
Well, being a Falcons fan will kill you in 2 years. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. I've broken things over the Falcons.
Of course you have.
I remember the 2018 LSU game when we went to Baton Rouge and got just got absolutely beat like a drum.
Yeah.
I had a Georgia. I guess not really a cover. It was more like a sheet or whatever, and I just ripped it. I just full speed just punched it, and it broke off. It ripped. Said enough with this.
I have gotten soft in my mid-age. I'm a middle-aged man now, and 20 years ago, if I was watching a Clemson game, and it doesn't matter who they were playing, but hell, back then they were losing, to any and everybody. Like they would beat a top 10 team 1 week, and the next week they would lose to Duke or whatever. And I was way more emotional, and I would it would piss me off. Now that I'm older, I've calmed down a lot, I think, and I'm not near as mad about sports as I used to be.
I get really upset. I might even be double Uncle Lou, but I don't know if I could.
That's saying something. That's saying something if you're double Uncle Lou mad.
And it was frustrating having to watch Jack Fromm for 3 years. And then,
I can imagine.
You had Stetson Bennett for the first half of the year, and watching Stetson Bennett underthrow, overthrow, sideways throw. The D lineman bats it down at the line of scrimmage. I mean, it was frustrating, man.
I'll even say this: I'm not even a Georgia fan, and I was frustrated watching that. It was a mind-boggling thing that he was starting. Mind-boggling.
Yeah, and I was born in '05, and my earliest disappointment memory for Georgia would be the 2012 SEC championship. I remember watching that whole game. You know, we're about to drive down the field and win it. Oh, out of timeouts. Oh, game over.
Oh, Dave, you're making me feel old. You were born in '05. Hell, my son was born in '07.
Yep, I was born in '05. Yes, sir.
So
I
do you,
just felt like
do you play? Of course, for anybody who doesn't know who this is Caleb. He came to the Slob Olympics, and your dad came with you, didn't he?
yes, he did.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, your dad was really cool. Is your dad on YouTube too? Does he like watch the YouTube shows or whatever?
He watches some with me. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
What does he think about us? Does he think we're all a bunch of idiots? I don't think he does because he seemed like
he loves all y'all, man.
Yeah.
He thinks it's pretty. Man, I remember when I was just mainly watching Lou. This was a couple years ago before I expanded really on all y'all.
Yeah.
But I first started watching Lou. I'd show him videos and he'd just laugh.
Yeah.
He would just be like, "Man, this guy's crazy."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah, your dad. He's a man's man. He's straightforward kind of. He's definitely a super nice guy, but he's a straightforward kind of person. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure he thinks we're all idiots. If he doesn't, he's not very smart. But I forget where I was going with this. Oh yeah, everybody. This is Caleb. He was at the Slob Olympics. He hosted the spelling bee, and so for basically he told us everybody what the words were going to be and a definition for the word and how to pronounce it and whatnot. But so Caleb, do you play any sports in high school right now?
I do, sir. I'm playing baseball, which I'm not this year. In my 10th grade year, I took this year for online. I just did online. I did last year, my freshman year. And then sports outside of school, I play basketball and football.
Okay, cool.
But just for school, I played. But I haven't this year.
So do you have I believe you said that you're in the 10th grade? You're a sophomore in high school, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's right around the time, I remember it clearly when I was in high school, that you start looking around at, colleges. Do you want to go to college? Do you not want to go to college? Look, there's nothing wrong with not going to college. You might want to go into some sort of business, trade, or whatever. Have you thought about any of that, or do you have a plan for any of that, or what's going on there?
I do. I want to go to Georgia.
Okay.
And that's the dream. Obviously, I mean,
right.
I'll take a technical school or a D3, a D2. I mean, obviously, we have Mercer around here.
Uh-huh.
A couple other schools. I'll take those. I might even go to a rival if they give me an opportunity. But I want to major in criminal justice and minor in communications.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Major in criminal justice. So what? So, in Caleb's dream world, what do you want to do with a criminal justice degree? What kind of job are you looking to get? What kind of career field?
Probably just law enforcement.
Okay.
Just to be an officer, probably.
Oh, so you want to go into the police force?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna. I have a lot of different routes that I might want to take, but just as far as like a degree in college, and then the communications, I would look down a broadcasting pathway, a sports broadcasting.
That sounds cool too. Yeah. Well, good. I mean, I hope that all works out for you. See, when I was in 10th grade, I didn't have a plan. I mean, I knew there was a bunch of different things I was interested in, but as far as where I wanted to go to school, what I wanted to do as a career, I had no idea. Idea. So the fact that you're already thinking that, I want to do this, that's amazing. So, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that you'll succeed at whatever you do. You're a very smart. I don't want to call you a kid, but you're a smart guy.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'd say that sports is probably the dream because
of course.
I can sit around and talk about sports all day long.
Yeah.
I mean, college football, NFL, MLB, NBA. I mean, you name it.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah. Well, I guess I'll let you off of here, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I just thought I'd give my opinion as a Georgia sports fan and the just humiliation and disappointment that I receive every year. And it just, it never seems to change. So.
Yeah, I sympathize with you there. Real quick before you go, are you planning on going to the Clemson and Georgia game?
I'm thinking about it heavily, sir. I definitely am. I'm thinking about it heavily. I just know that tickets are outrageous.
Yeah, so so we're in the same boat. It's probably going to depend on how much it costs, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, because money doesn't grow on trees.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It does. If it did, the world would be a lot easier.
Yes. Anyway, so I hope to see you there if you do go. We'll see, but I'm sure I'll talk to you.
Be my first Georgia.
Oh, that'll be your first Georgia what? First Georgia game or first Georgia game away from?
That would be my that would be my first Georgia game in person. Yeah, and what a better first game than a non-con neutral site.
Wow. Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
I've never been to Sanford yet.
Oh my Lord. Whenever you finally do make a Georgia game, whether it's at Sanford Stadium or anywhere, it's going to blow your mind. Have you ever been to any college football games or just not any Georgia ones?
No, I've never been any college football.
Oh my God.
I've been to lower classification, like I've been to the I've been to Mercer games.
Yeah, no. That's that. Look, that you know when they say, oh, that high school team, this and that high school team, that it's not really a high school team, but they're comparing. So that is kind of like a high school team compared to a major college football game. It will. I'm telling you, it will change your whole view of college football if you go to one of these big on-campus games. It will blow your mind.
Yeah, but
it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, I expect it. I definitely expect that, and I hope to be able to go to the Georgia Clemson game.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. We have a year between, or not a year, the entire summer between now. Oh, the entire spring and summer, really, between now and the Georgia game. We need to start a GoFundMe to get you there. We got to get everybody everybody on YouTube right now who's listening, which I'm sure there's at least 5 of you. We need to get Caleb. We need to get Caleb there. We need to start a GoFundMe. Everyone throw in $4, $5. Get Caleb a ticket. He needs to see a major college football game. What would you think about that if we bought you a ticket?
That would be awesome, man. I just,
I'm going to talk, I'm not even joking about this. I'm going to talk to some people, some other YouTuber people, and see if we can not, first of all, I'm not sure if I'm going because I don't know. I'm not paying $500 for a ticket, but if we can get a ticket in a reasonable price, I'm going to talk to some other guys and see if we can all throw in and get you a ticket too. I want you to be there.
All right, I appreciate that, Pete.
All right, man.
You obviously don't have to do that, man.
I know, but I want to.
That would be
yeah.
That would be amazing. But what a better first game than to watch a beating.
Yeah, right. Beating of the Taters.
I have to throw in the trash talk.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I assume it'll be a beating of
yeah.
Clemson.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, Caleb, I'll buy you a ticket to come watch Georgia destroy Clemson, and so I can feel even worse about it.
Well, I had to throw that in,
Yeah.
I couldn't go away, even though you're helping me out. That was wrong of me to say that.
No, that's fine. Look, you could talk all the trash you want, because we all know what really is going to happen, and it's not going to be pretty. But no, seriously, I will. I'll talk to. I'm going to talk to some people. I'll talk to Uncle Lou and BBD and some of these other guys and get the message out, and maybe we can get a fund up and get you a ticket. Now, again, that's predicated on the fact that I'm going to even be able to afford to go. So, but I think we can. I think we can work it out. We'll see. All right, Caleb, you're amazing and fantastic, sir. Thank you for calling in, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. No problem. I appreciate it.
All right. There you guys have it, Caleb. Yeah, Caleb and his pops showed up to the Slob Olympics, and he's a good. Again, I like to call him. I mean, my son's almost his age. I believe Caleb's maybe I don't know what he is, 16 years old. My son's 13, almost 14. So he's almost, I have a kid almost his age. So I'm going to call him a kid, but he's a smart dude, good dude. And, I mean, obviously he's smart. He's watching Pigskin Pete. I mean, there's no dummies in here, is there? No dummies in here. Man, look at this. It's 10 after 1 in the morning, and there's 30 people in here on a show that I showed up an hour and a half late for. You know, some people would think, who cares? It's YouTube. Showed up an hour and a half late to your own show on YouTube. Nobody cares, Pete. I care. This is not a lie. You know, I take the show, as much as I clown around about how my show sucks and I'm not professional and this and that, I take my show seriously. Believe it or not, there is a lot of thought that goes into doing these shows. Most of them anyway. And if I'm 5 minutes late to be somewhere, I lose my mind. I lose my mind. This is one of the things that my dad ingrained in me since I was a young child, is be punctual. I'm always on time for anything I do. Ask any YouTuber on YouTube that's ever done a show with me. I've done a show with probably a dozen different people on YouTube over the past 3 years. Ask all of them. Not only am I on time, I'm early. I take that shit seriously. So for me to be late for the show tonight, due to my own accord and not somebody else's fault, I can't blame it on anybody but myself, really pissed me off, to be frank with you. So the fact that you all showed up here tonight and supported the show, even though I was late, you might not care that I was late, but I do. I do. Thank you to all the people that called in. Had some amazing calls tonight. Amazing calls. Thank you to all the people that sent in super chats. Of course, without all of you, I could not do this show. I really can't stress that enough. The people that support the show monetarily, whether you're a member of the channel through the join deal, which is fairly new, or you send in super chats, or you send me, some of you send me PayPals, some of you buy merchandise. I mean, however it is that you support the show, whether it's monetary or not, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I have spent way more money on growing this YouTube channel and making the shows better and the buying the equipment and whatnot. I spent way more money over the past 3.5 years than I have made. So anytime anybody sends me even $1 of their hard-earned money, I'm appreciative of it. It's not just something that goes unnoticed. I can promise you that. Everybody that supports the show, I know who you are. Believe me, I know who you are. I guess that's it. I'll be back on Monday at noon with my man Mark Rogers TV right here on this YouTube channel, College Football Coast to Coast. Talk about some college football. And then, of course, Monday night, I'll be on with Uncle Lou for the Lunch Money Show. The best show about nothing on all of the internet. Hey, do you guys want to know what we're going to talk about on Monday? It's the most groundbreaking subject that you've ever heard. If you miss Monday's show, you're going to miss the best conversation that you've ever heard. It'll be like it's going to be more popular than the Oprah and Meghan Markle interview. It's going to be groundbreaking. All right, guys. Have a safe weekend. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday, or we'll see what happens. Maybe between now and Monday, something will happen. Maybe Deshaun Watson's accusers will break the 500 mark, and I'll come on and talk about that or something. But if not, if I don't see you between now and Monday, I'll see you on Monday. You're all amazing and fantastic. I love you. Have a great weekend. Pigskin Pete is checking out.